Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm sure you guys a guide for the quickest way to get Genesis Camo, or at least from my experience, to get Genesis Camo in Black Ops 7 co-op campaign. So as of right now, you have to complete the campaign to unlock in-game. However, tomorrow they are adding it for free for everyone who owns the game. You don't have to beat the campaign, you can just hop right in. However, if you have completed the campaign, you get 3 hours of double XP, double weapon XP, and double battle pass XP. So it's 3 1-hour tokens for each, and you also get 3 perkaholic goblins for zombies. I just want you guys to take it for a grain of salt that a lot of the techniques I use in this video are also techniques that a lot of other people are using. I found all these out before a lot of the tutorials were coming up. Unfortunately, it looks like I found the best ways to do it as well as everyone else. So now everyone is going to the same spots to do everything, and so it's kind of hard. You got to fight other players for resources now. Yeah, my number one tip, this is something you should do first. I would recommend ranking up your character. My character here has a combat rating of 54. I was using this one originally, had a combat rating of 60, but 3 guns away from Genesis, I lagged out of the server and lost this character. Luckily, I had ranked up this character because I wanted this No Fear skin that you get for beating the final boss in in-game. I wanted it for both characters, so luckily I had this one pretty much ranked up. It was level 49. So my number one tip is to rank up your character. Once you get to combat rating 45, then you're kind of good to go. You can go pretty much anywhere on the map because you can do your max damage output without having to level up the rarity of your gun. So it makes it really easy to spawn in, land at a tier 3 command center, and get purple rarity right away. It's very simple to do. Yeah, we're just going to hop into a lobby, and I'm going to show you guys the strats. All right, so as you're loading in, you can actually open up the map, and my number one recommendation would be to go to especially if you have a new gun, this really only applies if you have a new gun, but find a command center to go to. So I spawned here in tier 4. There's a bunch of tier 4 ones, but I don't really care to do the max damage ones. So we're going to go right here to this one. And I'm just going to pull up to this command center. There's actually one closer. I'm going to go over to this one right here. We're just going to pull up. And this is a non-upgraded gun. This is base rarity for my Dravik here. But as you can see, with that tier 45 8 times damage buff, we kill pretty fast. All right, so once you guys take out the commander of the command center, you can just go ahead to weapon station, upgrade your gun. I'm gonna pop camo real quick and not dip out here. Just gonna slide away, slide away. So my first step, your grind spot. Looks like no one's there yet, but if you come up here, this is the resorts. This is in tier 3 resorts. There's always a command center right here, and most of the time there's an exfil here and a surprise shipment. So there's this little area right here on the map. I'm just going to ping the exfil for point of reference whenever I'm going over there. And I'm just going to start heading over. All right, so we're pretty close to location. So there's this command center right here. And normally what I would always do is I would drop in and go straight to this command center when I start a new gun, because it is right next to the spot where we're going to farm our crits for most of our guns. You can pretty much farm anything there. So this is the command center I normally hit up, and then I just come over here, the top of this ridge, and there'll be a bunch of fear spawns. So it'll start right here, it'll go all the ways down to this side right here, up here, everywhere. You can already see they're starting to spawn. There's a spawn right here. There's literally spawns everywhere over here. You just got to keep walking around. Main spawn is right here on this rock. This is right in the center of the area. There's this, which can be annoying sometimes if it spawns like a rhino or a dog. You don't have to worry about it. Spawns right here, over there on this rock, but you come down here, there's a spawn right here, spawn on this rock, spawn down there, there's spawn right here on this rock or set of rocks, and then spawn right here on this set of rocks, and then there's a spawn down here and a spawn right here. And then you also see these older disciples. So I always keep a rocket launcher on me because, well, if you're not going for the elite challenge, they're kind of annoying to deal with, especially in a tier 3 zone. So I always carry a rocket launcher, so they're easy to deal with. Yeah, pretty much you just do this, and this is how I farmed my headshots. I just sat here and did this, and pretty much my character was so overpowered I could literally just stand still and do this, and they would just come running right next up to me, and I would just give free headshots. So it's really not that difficult. This method is very quick, and jumping a challenge past the standard military camos, jumping all the way to the Moonstone, since this spot is in the tier 3 zone, Moonstone challenges to get 100 kills in tier 3 or tier 4 zones. Just come right back here once you finish your Molten Gold challenge to do Moonstone, and just sit here and farm 100 kills right here. It's very simple, very quick. Sadly though, a lot of the times you'll be finding people here now because this is the main spot that everyone's posting on Twitter. So this is going to be the main spot that everyone's probably going to be grinding. And if that is the case, I have another spot to show you guys. This spot is the spot I used originally until I found this one on Saturday. But the spot I originally used is down here in tier 2. If you check here, this dog escort, the dog will go all the way to the heliport, all the way to this pad right here. And it's like a free 150 headshots pretty much if you are hitting every headshot. So it's a lot of kills you can get. And as soon as it's over, you can literally just glide from the helipad. I always grab onto this roof and then glide right back over to the dog contract because we have to wait 30 seconds to a minute to be able to activate it again. So it's a really easier way of farming, and not a lot of people do that I see. The problem is it's a contract, so everyone's going for contracts. So that might be an issue for you there. The next biggest challenge I dealt with was the tech enemies. So this one is still for me. I still don't have a super great method. I know a lot of people are posting good methods, and I'll show you guys exactly what I did. It's still pretty easy. You can get it fairly quickly, and there's only a few guns that actually have it. Like the arrow, for example. This rocket launcher has it. This knife has it. And I think there's a couple other guns that have it as well. Well, I know there is because I've done them all. But there's a couple other guns that have them as well. But if you come over here, you look at your map, you'll see these. If I can find one. This grid takedown. So these little charge stations here, they'll spawn base. And the reason I do this in tier 1, they spawn a base of 6 of the tech enemies. And tech enemies are just the robot enemies. So that's pretty much it. So it spawns a base of 6. There's 2 charging stations. I'll go over and do this contract as well. There's 2 charging stations, and it'll spawn, each one you activate will spawn 3, or it'll activate 3 tech enemies. And then also with the tier 1 zone specifically with this contract, it'll have 2 VTOLs that come in. There's always 2 VTOLs that come in no matter what zone you do the contract in, but only in tier 1 does the VTOL drop 2 more robots per VTOL, so you get an extra 4. So you're guaranteed 10 tech enemies per activation of this contract. So here is a different charge station. This one's not showing up my map, but this one is able to be activated. So I'm gonna do this one so I can show you guys exactly how it works, especially in the tier 1 zone. Like I said, you should always do this in tier 1 zone. So here's one of the charge stations. Just override it, and as soon as it overrides, these 3 will activate. You just go 1, 2, 3, boom. And then I'm gonna slide over here. I'm gonna activate the second one. As you guys can see, as I'm activating, 2 robots just dropped out of this VTOL right here. So I'm going to do this, get these 3 right here. And then so now we have that one and that one. So we've already done 8, and the second VTOL is coming in, and 2 robots just dropped. So very easy method. The problem is these don't respawn that frequently. It's kind of luck of the draw if you can get a bunch of tier 1s. Even if you can't get a bunch of tier 1s, you can also just go into tier 2 and stuff, but you'll just get less robots per activation in the higher tier zones. Another good method is to come up here to the cliff town, and they'll just be randomly spawned throughout. You guys can also go to elite farming method. I'll show you guys later in this video. I'm not going to show you guys now because it's actually later in the video where I actually unlock the camos, where I show you guys how to do the elite farm for the Chromaflux camo. But that area also has a bunch of robot spawns, so if you guys are capable of going to tier 4 to kill the robots, you can also do that, but I recommend you don't, especially for such a simple challenge, because it can be quite difficult for a lot of people. But yeah, you just pull up here and just kind of walk around looking for enemies. I'd never used this method, but I did see this one on Twitter. This is Yemen from BO2, by the way, if you guys didn't notice. But yeah, you just kind of walk around. There'll be robot spawns here and there, and never actually seen any, to be honest. But well, there's 2 right there just dropped in front of me. But yeah, there's a bunch of robot spawns supposed to be around here. I don't see any specifically, but I was told there would be some. You can also activate this dog contract. This is the first contract I did. It's down here on this cliff. If you activate that dog contract, it will spawn a bunch of robot enemies, so you can do that as well. And then the final spot in tier 1 is down here at the car factory. Let me pull up over there and I will show you guys how to do that one. While I'm running over there, there's a couple more spots I can show you guys, or at least mention. So if you guys want to do a guild checkpoint like this, where it has the bonfire, that'll guarantee spawn you at least 2 tech enemies from a VTOL. You can also do these random crate missions like this one, the surprise shipment. Most of the time it'll have 4 robots, but most of the time it's either a dog or a rhino that spawns in. But sometimes you get lucky and you can't get the 4 robot spawns out of it. Alright, so here at the car factory, this is WMD from Black Ops 1. So when you pull up the car factory, there is a dog escort mission you can do here. There's also a command center here. But if you come around through here, right here, there will be 6 robot spawns. I only see 4 right now, but there's 5 and there's 6. Those are just standard enemies. But yeah, so these will spawn every couple minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes, I would say. So normally what I do is do these, and then I bounce around finding charge stations to go to, and then I come back over here and find the other 6 tech enemies. The other special challenge that I originally found very difficult, but once I found out how to do it, I realized it's insanely easy, is destroying 25 sentry turrets, dogs, or drones. And what you're going to go for is drones. My original strategy, I was going to command centers and checkpoints and destroying sentry turrets and hitting up these random crates to try to get dogs. The best method, without a doubt, is just going to one of these surveillance control contracts. It's a green contract. Just go to this, and I'll show you guys how simple this is and how many you can get. It spawns drones non-stop. It's so easy. Originally, this was the first special camo challenge I had an issue with, but once I figured this out, like, it was insane. Because the first time I did it on the Carbon 57, it took me 3 whole hours to do. And then I found this strat, and I'm done in a minute. It's insane. So you find one of these contracts, and I got a couple zombie spawns here. Just kill these real quick. And you shoot this drone up ahead. Don't destroy it. Just shoot it a little bit. It'll start spawning these little kill drones. And then you get the little indication on your screen where they spawn, and you just turn and you shoot them. That's literally it. And you just sit here and keep farming this until you're done with the challenge. I'm pretty sure no matter what zone you're in, it spawns unlimited amount until you destroy this main advanced drone. So just make sure you don't destroy it. Alright? And yeah, it's really that simple. You just keep farming this until you got it. And then once you're done, just go ahead and destroy this drone, finish the contract, get your combat rating score. Like I said, super simple. It's by far the easiest camo to get now that I know how to do it. I think it's the easiest special challenge to get. So now that you're done with all your special challenges, there are, of course, different ones. There's normal enemy types and fears and stuff. And like the original spot I showed you, if you have the 100 fears, go back to that tier 3 fear spawn that you got all your headshots at, right? Those are the only 2 special challenges right there that are actually difficult. The other ones are simple combat challenges, like getting kills while sliding, shortly after sprinting, or shortly after swapping your weapon. It's very simple. Some require you to have 8 attachments on your gun. Some require you to use a suppressor. Some require you to do a 4x sight. All simple stuff. These are the only 2 challenges that actually require you to do something in the game or kill specific enemies in the game. And these are the best methods I've found to do so. So moving on to the Molten Gold challenge. This challenge is going to probably be difficult for you guys now that a lot of people know how to do it. Luckily, there's no one here. But what you want to do is on top of tier 2 to the right, there's the Coliseum. And this is by far the easiest way to get special eliminations, because at first I was like 20 is a lot because I didn't know about this spawn. Go over to the Coliseum and I'll show you guys all locations that all the specials spawn. They spawn in quickly after you kill them, so it's super easy to just sit there and farm them. Okay, now that you're at the Coliseum, this first spot where this ammo cache is where you want to go first. Normally I come in from the tier 2 spot, but what you're looking for are these guys, the Raiders. And there are a couple tech enemies here, but not enough to be worth the challenge. Let's come through. I'm not going to kill everyone here, but this alone, I've already gotten 3 specials, and then I saw a 4th. Here's a 4th. I've already gotten 4 specials at this spot alone. Those are Sentinels. You just want the Raiders. Raiders are the only ones you really want to kill. I would just kill every enemy to make sure everyone respawns, but yeah, make sure you're going for the Raiders. So that's all that. And then come up here. There's only a couple spawns up here. Yep. So here's our 5th one. That's a Raider or Sentinel. Don't see any other Raiders here in this area, so we're going to slide over here. Go to this rune. Here's our 6th Raider. Here's our 7th Raider. Here's our 8th Raider. Very simple. Here's our 9th raider. Sentinel, here's our 10th raider. And oh, this guy's taking kills too. I feel bad because I'm taking kills from him, but I already got 10. I don't need the challenge, but here's 11. They spawn at these arches. There's 2 always at these arches. That'd be 10, 11. And there's always not always, but there's most likely going to be 1 right here. So it's 12. And sometimes you get 2 to 3 that spawn right here, and that's what, 13, 14, 15, something like that, all in one go. So just come around this area, look specifically for raiders here in the Coliseum, and this is how you'll get your special challenge done very quickly. I kind of feel bad because this guy came over here to do the challenge and I stole 15 from him, but it is what it is. And then there's also this HVT contract, so if you kill everything while you're waiting for everything to respawn, go ahead and grab this HVT contract, slide on over here, and kill this HVT. HVTs count as special limbs and not elites, which I do find a little odd, but grapple up here, drop down, and kill this Titan for another special elimination. And that is an easy guide on how to complete all the military, special, and multi-gold challenges. Literally, you can probably do this in one game. If you have easy special challenges, you can do this most likely one game, unless you don't have attachments unlocked and stuff like that. So the next and final step you want to do, always make sure you are exfilling. If you just leave the game, you're just screwing yourself over. You need to make sure you exfil. If you do not exfil and you just leave the game, you lose your combat rating. All right, you don't want to lose your combat rating, or else your grind's going to take so much longer because your guns are very weak. Even in tier 1, when I first started this character right here, tier 1 using the AK-27, right here, combat rating 0. It was terrible. Everything was a bullet sponge. So make sure you guys have a high combat rating and you are exfilling every game so that way you do not lose that combat rating. And then for the elite challenges for the Chroma Flex Camo, I'm going to throw it on to Colin from yesterday so he can show you guys how to do it and you guys can see me unlock Genesis live. Hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. I'll catch you guys in the next part. Yo everyone, this is Colin from the past. You guys just saw my little tips and tricks on unlocking Genesis, and here is my final game unlocking it. I'm going to show you guys how to do the elite eliminations for the Chroma Flex Camo. It's pretty easy if you have a character leveled up. That was easy. Don't need the weapon crates anymore. I'm going to pop Camo real quick. Bob and weave, Camo popped. Hop in here, do this. While Camo's popped, pull up my map. Mark here. Low town and tier 4 is where you want to go for the camos, for elites at least, for the Chroma Flex Camo. Now I'm just going to go over there. And here we are pulling up. I'll go ahead and get rid of this marker. Nope, I missed. Okay. That, move that, and then this is normally first land, and sometimes there's a elite here, which there was, and these are pretty much most elites are going to be fighting. I'm getting ripped. Just be careful in tier 4 because these the guild guys that shoot you, they rip your armor like crazy. Also, the M8 is probably one of the worst primary weapons in game. I don't know why I saved it to last, but I did. And hopefully I don't regret it. I fucked up my movement right there, but yeah, you pretty much just go through. And they'll keep respawning, and you just keep going through. This gun is so bad. I know it's only purple, but holy hell. Boom. And that's already 2. You can look up the minimap. There's gonna be a rhino up here. Let's do that one. And then this rhino won't shoot at you. No, it will. Sometimes it's bugged and it won't shoot you at all. This time it's shooting at me. Oh, something is shooting me. Something is shooting me. Finish that. Just the heck of it. You get this ammo crate. Yeah, so these ammo crates actually, if to go through them quicker, so you don't have to exfil every time you finish one, just grab an exfil or grab an ammo crate and just pick up a gun. Makes it very quick. I was getting like 7 to 8 a game, and it was so easy actually. Just doing that. That was the best method I found, and that's kind of why the M8 is last, to be honest, because I wasn't necessarily like picking guns in order to get the camo on, and I just happened to end up with an M8 last. Most time, I glide around between this building right here. You can see this guy we killed earlier is already respawned. So there'll be one guy right here and then another right over here. So these are the two best farms I noticed, because these are the guys that spawn the most. There's one other guy in this grouping. I'll show you guys where he normally spawns, even if he doesn't spawn for me. Right here, this is the right here is the balcony. That's really good for the other ones. So most of the time I'll just go from here, grapple, and glide over to this building, because there's probably be one that spawned, but obviously there's not right now. I'm gonna go over here. And there's that rhino that spawned right there earlier. And there's also a couple spots over here where they'll spawn. You guys can. There'll be like zombie enemies that spawn on the outskirts. I never go for them because they're not. They don't track that well. But yeah, there'll be one that spawns in this building, and then one that spawns right here. And then there's this challenge right here that'll give you a prime target. And sometimes, like right now, it's just a raider, and it's not a titan. It only works if it's a titan. So I'm not even gonna bother going for him, to be honest. And then this is the slow part where you're waiting for them to respawn. You're just going back and forth. Sometimes it takes a long time, and sometimes it's very quickly. Sometimes I could bounce between this building and that building over there. Like, just back and forth, like it's nothing. And for some reason, this guy over here just really wants us to come and kill him over and over again. Which I'm not complaining about, you know? I'll take it. Also, a lot of times when you're fighting these guys in the main area of Lowtown, they will have robots with them. And just be careful you don't get punched by them, because that's what I've downed a couple times, and it's mainly from them. Alright, and we got another one right here. I don't get to spawn that often. This is a rhino right here. I don't get that spawn that often. And it can be annoying because a lot of times you'll get zombies that spawn right here as well. This spot can be annoying. You have robots, sentinels, and zombies. They'll come to this location. That was unfortunate timing for that boss. Another. Oh my god. Dude, I swear I never get spawns over here that often. I literally don't even bother fighting the enemies sometimes. Let me come over here first, in case there's one right here. Don't want to have to fight that rhino again. There's not. Alright, so we have to fight this rhino again. Not a big deal. Don't like doing it. Like he wants to fight back this time. It's nice when the rhinos just kind of stand there like dumbfounded that you're shooting at them. That's when it gets hard. You have the rhino shooting at you, and then you have the robots and the sentinels. And then I just heard the zombies. Now the zombies are coming. Yep. So this one might just shock up. Actually, let me leak at him with this. And then come in and finish him. That was a lead ball. Last one right here, boys. There we go. Level up. 13. Genesis unlocked. Let's go. Wow. I'm proud of myself, to be honest. That's insane. And now we're just gonna exfil. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me on this part. You guys will see some more B-roll of the camo over here at the end. And yeah, if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like below and subscribe if you're new. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
talker since a jet. Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winter one hell of a kid. I am smoking gas, jogging mid. I'm lit. What you doing? I done did. I swear. Slick talker since a jet. Finesse. I know that this what they want.